done a lot of research on this. I'm very impressed.
Indeed. Well, our first guest this evening identifies himself as a young artist who strives to foster the vibrancy of the art scene in Singapore.
He's a fond admirer of linguistics, often fusing poetry with his photography. Incredible. Welcome to Living the Life, Noor Iskander.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And how are you tonight?
Coming.
I'm feeling great and a bit cold, actually.
That's right. Is this your first time in London?
This is my first time
How are
in
you
Europe.
finding it?
I'm glad I'm here, and I'll move here in a heartbeat, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What do you like most about London and the UK?
I actually love the art scene, because in Singapore it's a bit different. Yeah, it's much more vibrant here.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, you're quite a busy person because you're also studying, is that right?
I am. I'm actually taking 2 weeks from my term
Yeah.
to just fly here. I'm a 4th-year photography student
Wow.
in Nanyang Technological University.
Which is, of course, your final year of
It is my
study.
final
You're
year,
studying
yes.
photography.
Yep.
How do you manage to fit time in to travel and also take these wonderful photographs?
Priorities, man. Like, like this is an opportunity, so I'm just flying here for the experience.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm in school, you can learn anytime.
Now, you're here for this MocaFest event that's taking place in London, which we've been hearing about all week, and everyone's really anticipating this. And tell us a bit about that and why you chose to come for this.
All right, because actually I'm part of the MocaFellows, which is they chose 10 of us from across the world.
Yeah.
And I'm just blessed to be one of them.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
At your age, to be considered
Yeah,
for that,
all
that's
of them
incredible.
are so experienced, and
Yeah.
I have so much to learn from them. And actually, we come here for a 3 days program.
Yeah.
After which we are graduated from the three days program, and then we go on to become MocaFest artists,
Nice.
which is in Excel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just want to clarify what this MocaFellows is, because you guys are, in a way, apprentices, right?
Yep, that's right.
To those who are slightly more established artists. So I guess it must mean a lot for people like yourself to be learning of such established artists.
Of course, yeah. And like my idol is there, Mark Gonzalez.
Nice.
He was on the show a
Good,
couple
yeah.
of weeks back.
He was here.
Yeah, he was here, yeah.
It was great to be under his mentorship. Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. Now, I think we're going to see some of your work, some of the photographs that you take. But what's interesting about your photographs is that there's sometimes poetry that comes along with it. Explain to us how you first started to fuse those two together.
Because basically, when I started, I want to express myself, and I find that writing is the best medium. And then I fell in love with photography. And
Right.
that complements both of them perfectly, because I find that my works are some kind of visual poetry, if you
Yeah.
may. And it's great to just play with words and play with visuals.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
you're
how I
kind
feel
of
it.
like an artistic version of a broadcast journalist, because we use words with moving pictures and you use words with still pictures.
Yeah, if you want to say so. Yeah, it is.
Now, a few months ago, we saw images on our screens of some of the photographs you've taken in your travels, in particular Indonesia. And some of the images you've captured are incredible.
Thank you.
What was that experience like?
It was brilliant because when I went to Indonesia as part of this overseas expedition
Yeah.
with the Muslim Society in my college. So we went there to actually reach out to this boarding school
Yeah.
for kids who are less fortunate. And I had the pleasure to actually teach them photography, because I feel like it's such an important tool to, raise your voice and expression.
Yeah.
And it's great having the kids have their own
Yeah.
voice. Yeah.
We mentioned, of course, in your introduction, you do something very special, poetry with photography, and you've actually brought something with you.
Yeah,
You want to perform that for us?
of course. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so in your own time, if you perform that poetry, and we're going to be in for a real treat, because accompanying your poetry, we have some amazing pictures to go with it. So in your own time, if you can read your poetry now.
Great.
And this is the poetry that you prepared quite some time back. It's on your website as
Yeah,
well.
it is.
And I guess first time we heard it was earlier today, and we were really taken aback. So this is a real treat for us to hear it from you.
And this is a world exclusive, is it?
It is, I believe, world exclusive. So
That's what
Noor,
we
in
like
your
to
own
hear on
time.
Living the Life.
All right. My eardrums can contain but only the ringing of defeat, muffled by the waves crashing on my 2 feet. Distracted by the wails from the sirens of modernity, the cries of vices, unfamiliar places, pounding on the empty shells of serenity. The haze of the prayers killed the requiem of dawn, placidity now a rare thorn. In haze of the chase, I forgot the Qibla of my heart. In the haze of the maze, I let the mihrab crumble apart. Monumental stillness, raging calmness, empty, blasphemy, lost, heed the caution. Losing my religion, food for the ocean, drowning in fire, freezing as they burn. Helter skelter, prayer in order. I have to run for cover, under shelter, between the surahs of my Quran, before the professions of your kalima, within the inflections of our adhan. But the sirens invaded my head, creeping closer to the shores of my heart, ravenous, smearing stains all over my shahada, pouring sand into this cut.
MashaAllah, amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Really, as I said, when we heard this for the first time, we were really taken aback. And to actually hear you say those words with those images that we saw earlier, it's incredible. And just coming back to those images,
All right.
where did that idea come from to take pictures of people praying in these fascinating locations?
It is actually because most of my works is like a philosophical investigation of cultures and identities.
Right.
And I feel the youth culture in Singapore is a bit different from most of the Muslim world because we have here such a bustling, kind of fast-paced place in Singapore.
Yeah.
And then you don't have time to actually seek solace. So this idea of going back to nature to actually find your time with God. And that's why we find the landscapes in Singapore and then we have them pray and find their own peace there.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, no, thank you so much. It was a real treat.
It's great having you.
Incredible stuff.
All right.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
A very interesting chat so far, but there's still lots more to come on tonight's Living the Life.
Yes, we'll be back in just a few minutes.